Alrighty, what's going on, guys? Edward here, back with another video, and in this opportunity I will explain. This video is going to be about the strategy from my indicator structure of volatility breakout, or SVB, as you can see here, right? I'm going to show you the strategy. So if you are getting this indicator, well, by the time I'm recording this, the indicator is not out yet. It's probably going to be next week. Depending on when you're seeing this, probably the indicator is already out. So anyways, I will leave the link in the description below so you can see where is this indicator, the price and everything. And of course, because this is part of an entire ecosystem from the ultra trend indicator that I created. So anyways, I'm going to show you here. This indicator has a few options here, a couple of options. One thing you can see, and I will show you how I normally trade and when I normally like to trade. Okay, if you've been watching me, if you've been watching my videos here on YouTube, you should know, you actually should know that I trade mainly ICT concepts, right? I jumped into developing indicators not too long ago, and a friend of mine and myself are building these tools to help traders get profitable, okay, with these tools. So what I'm showing you here is actually what I do and what I actually trade every single day. Since I trade ICT concepts, I mainly trade New York session from 8 a.m. You can see this indicator has a filter of a session. I recommend all my students, because I also provide mentorship to my students, I always recommend choosing a time, a session. Don't be out there looking for entries anytime during the day. Okay? It's not healthy. It's not good for your psychology. If you stick to the plan, and this is why I'm taking the time to record these videos, so please watch it entirely if you want to use this indicator. Okay? Please watch it entirely. So I've selected on the indicator, I have currently all of the features enabled, right? I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to have all the features enabled. And I am on market preset. I'm on indices, right? So the indicator is automatically giving me the best settings for indices. I'm on Nasdaq right now on the 5-minute time frame, right? And as you can see, this sort of blue line right there, if you want to put it a different color, I like actually kind of gray color. Yeah, just like that. So you will see the indicator provides buys and sells, right? And depending on whatever's happening. We also have a backtest table that you can see what has happened for the past couple of trades. How can we set this? And let's go ahead and scroll down right here, performance tracker, right? So in this area, you can also choose the size, small of the table. If you think it just bothers too much, you can make it smaller. So you can see how the indicator performed for the past 50 trades. You can higher up this if you want, right? As you can see right there. So that's the backtesting thing. It tells you what is the percentage, what is the winning rate for the past 50 trades. You can see the winning rate at the moment. For the past 50 trades, there's a 40% winning rate, which is not bad at all. Not bad at all, right? Now, right here at the bottom, this is a multi-time frame box that it's going to show you basically where price is going, right? Based on an engine that is running, right? Live, is telling you where price is headed, where price is going, it at this current time frames, right? Higher time frames. Since we're scalping, it's always good to go where price is going, right? You're going to have a much better chances. So depending on the on how bullish this thing is, if all of this stays bullish, you're most likely going to be seeing a 3-star rating long position, or 2-star, 1-star, depending, right? So even even with that, even if you have a 3-star, doesn't mean that you will always be winning, guys. Okay, so I'm not trying to sell you some, try to lie to you that this is going to be perfect. No. Okay, even if you have 3 stars right here, you will still lose. Okay, what we do is learn how to manage the risk. Okay, we're going to be losing no matter what indicator we use, no matter what strategy we use. You like ICT, SMC, order blocks, you like supply and demand, you like using a 50 simple moving average, you like Heikin-Ashi candles, you whatever strat, you will be losing. Okay, you will still lose. And if you see this, a 40% win rate for the past 50 trades, this is not bad at all. This is not bad at all, right? I always show this. Look at my day today on this is Nasdaq. This is my tracking, right? This is what I do daily. I mainly trade Nasdaq, and I mainly trade ICT concepts. So you can see that this week, it's been pretty bad, right? So I'm red. Right now it's Wednesday. When I'm recording this is Wednesday, August 6th, 2025. And this is a losing week so far. Now, most of my weeks, I do end up winning. I do have red weeks, okay? So I don't win all the time. And as you can see, I haven't done much of the win rate here. We have 45% win rate. Notice 42% win rate this week, 33% win rate, and I still close with profits. You see, at least a little bit. 55% win rate this week. How do I measure my win rate? Basically on the weekly. I don't measure it on a daily basis, because sometimes I just take one shot a day. So I don't measure it on a daily. I measure it when the week has finished. I go ahead and measure, okay, how many losses I had, how many wins, and I calculate my winning rate for the week. You know what I mean? That's the way I measure it. So you see, I have good weeks, bad weeks. Even this 27% win rate. Look at this. I have more losses than I have wins, and I was still able to close with profits. So what does this mean? Well, I don't give a damn about win rate. The win rate is not an issue, right? It's the risk management. You have to understand the risk management is probably one of the biggest things, right, that you have to understand. So anyways, right here you can see that this indicator, notice that as soon as the New York session opens, right, I want you to see everything, what's going on. By the time you see, it was 42% win rate. And let's wait right here. So New York session is opening, and we see we're not getting anything. Notice the moving average is like right now, to be honest, the price is looking like we're moving sideways. It's more sideways than we are trending, right? So this is already not a good sign. Notice that by the time this long position is being printed, notice that what the indicator is telling me right here. You see, it's neutral. So it's like sideways. Literally, and you can literally see the price is moving sideways. So plus, you see, you're getting just a 1-star rating. If you want to take this shot, you can take it, but I don't recommend you risking what you would normally risk. If you're risking, let's say 1 or 2% per trade, 1 or 2% of your account per trade, don't risk 2% right here in this particular trade. It's small, right? So understand. This is why you have these tools, right? So visually, you can see, oh, well, this is not a good trend. It's giving a long position, but we are more like sideways, right? So price, notice what price did. Struggle. Notice that it hit the break even. So let me bring it back to the zone. So basically what it's doing here is the price pushed, boom, right there. It hit TP1 and then came back to the break-even point. How do I know that? Well, just go to settings here and multiplier right here. I have 3 TPs. right? So as you can see, you can select if you want TP2 or, I mean, for a trade to have two take profits or three take profits. So TP1, TP2, and TP3. At the end, TP3 is going to be at 1 to 2R. Okay, you can reduce this, make it smaller, just 1 to 1 risk to reward or one. Let's say you want to do this two take profits, and there we go. And for example, here, 1 to 1.5. So TP1, let's see, 1 to 1.5. Yeah, 1 to 1.5. You can include even increase. I'm sorry, the multiplier. If you increase the multiplier, notice what happens. Notice what happens right here. I wanna show you. Well, because you can play with this. Sometimes, if you want to give more room, right, more space to play with, you can play with this. Depending on what you're trading. If you're trading Nasdaq in the morning, you know Nasdaq is very volatile, right? There's a lot of volatility, especially 8:30 a.m. New York time, 9:30 New York time, right? And avoid CPI, NFP, FOMC. Whenever Jerome Powell speaks, right? These are like the highest impact news. This happens once a month at least. You know, so avoid these days. Avoid these days. If you want to trade them, I'll explain probably later on how you can trade them. It's just simply wait after the CPI comes out or after the big event, after the big news comes out. Wait after that for a structure, for a signal after, a couple minutes after. I'll explain that later, but I'll leave it there. So, anyways, you see what happens when I right here, multiplier, right? Right now, I have selected, I just want two TPs, right? TP1, TP2. So here, you can see it. TP1 is going to be at 1R, and then TP2 is going to be 1.5, right? So basically, this is like, you can measure here. You can see. Stop will be there. And you see that this is 1 to 1.5 basically, right? So notice that when I move the multiplier, let's say 2.5 to 2, notice what happened here. Boom, I move it to 2. You see, it reduced. So it gives you a different stop loss. The distance is a little bit better. Notice what happened here with this trade. If I had it on 2, I could have actually win this trade. You see, if I left it, if I would have left this, I would have left this at multiplier 2. I had it very low, 1.5, right? So 1.5 is a much tighter stop loss, much closer. You see where it is at 1.5, and when I go to 2, and I bring this to 2, look at how it moves. Boom. You see, it gives a little bit more room, right? This, again, don't get me wrong, this doesn't save you from losing, right? If the trades wants to reverse right here and crash, holy shit, it will do it, right? It will do it. This still does not save you from losing money. You will still be losing, right? Again, are we getting a 5-star or a 3-star rating right here? No, just a 1-star, right? The condition is actually more bearish than it is bullish. So when you take this position, look, probably you might say, you know what? No, I'm going to skip this one. I don't want to take it. I really don't. So you can just let it go. You know, I lost today. I actually, as you saw my trading ICT, I actually lost today. I made 5 entries today. It was insanely choppy. Trading ICT. I definitely over traded today. I feel ashamed. I should be ashamed. But anyways, Let's say you did not take that. You did not take that. The price did actually end up, look at this, it was very choppy. So I noticed, this is another thing that, I mean, this is me personally. I love to trade the morning session only in New York. I don't like trading the afternoon, right? However, if you like trading the afternoon, be careful, right? It's up to you. Why I don't trade the afternoon? Because I feel like the most momentum, it's in the morning. The afternoon gets a little choppy and slow. So notice this, what time of the day you're actually getting a buy with a 2-star rating. What time is it? It's 3:20. So you see the day it's almost over for the New York session. I don't like trading at this hour. I don't like trading at this hour, to be honest. You know? So I'm giving you the tips that I use to avoid taking certain trades, right? Based on experience, right? I'm talking about experience. Based on my experience, trading, especially Nasdaq, I don't like trading in the afternoon, especially if the New York session is about to close. You know, even if the trend is beautiful to the upside, I don't give a damn. Even if I use ICT concepts, I will not be trading at that hour. You know, so with this, what I'm saying here is that, guys, avoid it. Probably avoid that, right? I'm giving you the tips right here of the good and bad type of entries and setups. I hope it makes sense, right? Because I want to help you understand this. And again, not just because you're getting an indicator means you're going to be taking every single buy you get, right? You have to think, right, and not be lazy, and just still, even though you have a very good tool that helps you, you have to, there has to be a human behind. That's what I'm trying to say. There has to be a human behind watching this thing, and not just simply taking the entries just because. You know what I mean? So, anyways, what I would do probably here, you see I have this session from 8 a.m. to until it closes. So what I would do probably is I will just filter out, and I will just until midday, right? So I just go like this, and there we go. If I would have taken this position with multiplier 2, it give it a little bit more room, right? I would have win this. If I put it too low, the lower I put it, the shorter the TP is. So I don't recommend you putting it, especially on Nasdaq, too low. So probably the configuration right here for Nasdaq, I want to say above 2 multiplier, right? So take notes, guys. So if you want to trade Nasdaq indices, let's say S&P 500, US 30, or futures, by the way, because it's the same. You want to trade NQ or ES, is the same as Nasdaq or S&P. I recommend you not going lower than 2 for indices or futures. Don't go lower than 2. If you're trading Forex, for example, currency pairs, gold, probably even Bitcoin, yeah, you can stay on 2 or probably 1.5. The lower you go, it's way too tight. I don't recommend also a very tight stop loss. So don't go lower than 1.5 on the multiplier. Okay. So anyways, if you follow these rules, probably you got the win. Okay? At 1 to 1.5, you got no, did we get the win? No, I think it would have been break even though. No, it would have been break even. Yeah. There, TP1. So TP1 gets hit. That means we move the stops to break even, and then what happens? Boom, price pulls back. So, anyways, this would have been a partial, right? Partial win right there. Previous day, notice what happened right here. What day is this? This was yesterday, and notice what happened again. By the time you see, look at this. You see the price, right? Price is sideways. Price is literally moving sideways. New York session is opening. Are we trending up or down? You see, it's very difficult to say. But it's just more sideways, right? Plus, if you look in here, very sideways. Look at the winning rate. This day is actually high, 54 winning rate for the past 50 trades. So that's actually good. Let's see what happens next anyways. At what time? I don't remember. This was Tuesday. Did we have news on Tuesday? Yeah, we had news at 10 a.m. in the morning. So a little volatility. You have to be aware to when we have news, especially if you're trading indices or futures, right? Very important. So let's see what happens when the signal gets printed. Right there. Boom. What time is it? Look at this. 9:30. So this is the stock exchange. Just open, right? First drop right there. Look at we're getting 1 star. 1 star. You see the 2 hours is bullish, the 4 hours is bullish. The the daily, the 1 hour is neutral. You can see that we're ranging. Do you want to take the shot? You see? If you want to take it, accept it, right? What multiplier I'm using? I'm using 2. Don't go on indices lower than 2. Let's see if we would have moved it to 2.5. You see, it's a little further away, right? However, I want you to understand this. Because I'm moving the stop loss higher, doesn't mean I'm going to be risking more. You use the same lot size. Yeah, I mean. Let me correct what I said. What I just said. If you enter right here with a 2.5 multiplier, the stop loss. Let me make this clear here. So probably you don't know what I'm talking about, and if you don't know, it's important for you to know. So that's the 2.5, right? Multiplier. Let's see. Let's say if I move this to 2. Look at how. Oh shoot. Short position. There we go. So right here and right here. Now I want to ask you something here, and let me know in the comment section if you knew this. If you didn't know, you're probably a beginner, but it's okay. It's okay. So, in which of these two trades would I be making more money? Would I actually be making more money with this one because the target is further away? But would I be losing more money than this one, or is it the same? You have 3 seconds to think about it and let me know in the comment section. So time's up. You would be winning the same or losing the same. What's going to be the difference between these two entries? The lot size, right? You're going to change the lot size. So you have to calculate. You don't know how to calculate? Well, you're going to have to probably watch some of my, I'll see if I can place a playlist here, a video on a calculator, or how to calculate this, the lot size. But basically, if you're entering with this, you should be losing the same thing. If the price reverses on you, you should be losing the same thing. So probably here, let's say you enter with a 0. I don't know, let's say 0.10, or let's say you enter with 1 contract. It should not affect here. It's going to be, this is another subject. It's definitely, I don't want to get much into this because it's going to make the video a lot longer, but technically you should be losing the same. If you use this trade with a 2 point, you go for the 2.5, you should be losing the same amount as if you are with the 2 multiplier, right? What's going to be the difference is the lot size. You're going to be using different lot size, right? Let's say you want to risk $100 in this trade. So what you're going to enter is different is the lot size. You have to make sure what's the distance, okay, how many pips. You just have to make sure that from here to here, it's $100, right? The same thing, if you're going to enter this and you still want to risk just $100 and to make $150, so you have to calculate the lot size. What lot size you're going to be using from the distance from here to here, and calculate on your broker or on your system or manually, whatever you're using, to calculate that within this area you're going to be risking $100. So basically, that's what it is. I will probably leave a link in the description, like a link at the top, so you can watch that. So at the moment I'm at 2.5. I stretch it to 2.5. Let's see if that's going to be the magic number for Nasdaq right now. 2.5. Price did push up a little bit more, and and it did end up dropping. So notice that on the drop is giving us another position to sell again. So we are in 2 entries right now. Price pulling back, TP1. Let's see if it gets us on break even. Notice what time is it? You see? Midday. We're already past midday. So that means we're not taking more entries, right? We only got these 2 setups, and that's it. Probably it's going to get us on break even. Yeah, got us on break even. So we won one, and the other one we did win 2. We did take partials, right? And break even after that. Okay. So far 2.5, it looks like it's the best, kinda, right, for us. Remember, volatility, especially at 9:30, you want to have some wiggle, some room, right? You're still going to be risking the same. If you're risking $1, $100 per trade to make 150, right, depending on the account, whatever you're doing, that might work. Notice on the next day, on the previous day, I'm sorry, this was Monday. Monday, we did not have any news. Skyrocket. This would have been a nice win right there. By the time the signal gets printed, see, this was a 2-star, and right there, pretty quick. See if it pulls back. Would have hit TP2 at 1:30 p.m. So past that, that's fine. Did not make any more entries, so only that. So you see, what was the winning rate? Was around 48%. Notice right here, this is Friday. This is NFP. This is what I'm saying. Be careful, because NFP gets a whole mess. Remember the days that I told you to avoid? I'm gonna bring it back here. Avoid these days. Avoid it. Unless there is a nice clear trend, you might want to try, but it's going to get nasty, right? So try to avoid these days. Don't watch it. Just probably wait. Notice what happens here. It gives a buy, by the way. I don't like the buy. Notice that this buy is still below the moving average. So you see, even it's a position that I would not take at all, right? This sells. What time is it? This is 8. Yeah, this is after news. This is 9 after 9:30 here. No, I would not be trading this day at all. If you would have taken it, hit TP1 and then got you on break even, then it printed another sell, a price drop. This would have been the TP1. Oh, look, you would have won actually. If you take this at 8:30 with the news, bad. If you waited for, let's bring it here. If you waited for after 9:30, okay, what price did? TP1, break even, right? Let's wait for the next position. Boom, right there. Notice the pop-up, right? Remember I told you this indicator right here has a pop-up warning that you can add right there of maximum 3 trades, right, per day. So the indicator will not be printing anymore. Besides that, I already have the session limit, right? Now you have this on top of that to not fuck up, right? Don't. This indicator will prevent you from fucking it up. So look at this. So TP1, oh, TP2, we would have hit TP2. Interesting, right? With a shitty day like this, not taking any entries during CPI, but waiting after CPI, those two did play out. So with that 2.5, nice. Anyways, think about it. I don't recommend you trading it anyways. What happened this day? These were all wins. 3 nice trades. You see this one hitting TP2. This one, you see, would have dropped. I don't need to do anything there. That would have been 3 beautiful trades right there. Nothing. Indicator did not print anything. Here, short. Look at this. Since I'm using the 2.5, look at this. I'm using the 2.5. And I want you to see, we're getting a short position here. Look at all this. Look at this. Entirely bullish. Would you take this? If you want to trust blindly the indicator, right here, I recommend you want to test it out. Enter with a very small lot size, guys. Very small. You don't want to enter big right there when when you get everything bullish right here, then all of a sudden you get the sell. It's like, what the hell? But like magically, the indicator does actually give you boom right there, at least hitting TP1. That means you're on break even. Boom, it's smashing TP. Now it's giving another short position. But you see, it's like the day it's quite choppy right there. Let's see if this is a loss. Chop, chop, chop. This is very what this was a Tuesday. No, this is already Asian session. You see, you would have to hold. This is probably a loss. Now, something that you might ask, do I want you to continue holding it after market closes? Guys, if you are on break even, close that thing. All right? Don't be praying. I don't want you to be praying like, oh my God, to the Lord that that price would drop. It's Asian session. Right here is a 50-50 chance. Right? So if you want to continue waiting and holding that thing, it is up to you, but that's most likely a loss. Look at this. You're stuck in that range. Ugly range. Jesus. Until next day, which by the way, there was no trade as well. Look at this. Look at that ugly range. Till it's stopless, right? No. So avoid that. Avoid that as well. Right? Nothing here. Nothing here. Look at this couple of days. Look what market is moving sideways, right? Ugly. Very. This would have been a loss as well because one day, again, just give you one when the market conditions is pretty bad. If you want to give it a shot, see, everything is bad. So, anyways, what I want to do is I want to look for nice trending markets. So this day was also pretty bad. Look at this lately, right? This past couple of days has been insane. Price is literally moving sideways. And then New York session at 9:30 when the first volatility comes in, it gives you an entry right there, but it's bad. Then gives a buy later on, right around midday, right before you're about to stop, not taking any trades. But this is second shot anyways. Let's say you're following blindly, you take the two shots. This is probably a loss. Is it a loss? Or is it break even? Let me try it out. Let me see if we hit TP1. No. No, that would have been a loss, and then this buy would have been a win. I think. Yeah, that would have been a win. So you see, indicator does its thing, but it's not going to win all the time. You see, kind of choppy as well. Then it prints a buy here at 8:30, and then at 9:30, stock exchange open, boom, melts. So see this crazy volatility. What day was this? It was on a Monday. Crazy right here. This would have been a loss, and then this would have been a pretty bad range again. This would have been a stop loss. So you see, there's nothing that is going to prevent you from actually losing. There's going to be days that you are going to be losing. Let's actually switch to, let's say, a currency pair. Let's say Euro USD. I want to see and showing you everything. By the way, let's see where we are right now. I have to tweak, right? Because I'm currently with the settings from indices. Now I'm going to change volatility. Now I'm going to change to Forex and click OK. And then right here, what I'm going to do, since it's less volatile, let's try, as I'm saying, let's try, I don't know if you want to leave it at 2. Let's try 1.5. Let's start with 1.5 right here and see if it's going to be probably better. 1 to 1.5. 0. Let's try something here. The half, 0.75. I think is 0.75 half of that. I think I was using it wrong, but anyways, there you go. So we got 3 positions. This one got a break even. That's third position, but this first 2 hit TP2. Now, bring it on, right? New York session is opening. Look at the difference, right? It looks like we just broke an accumulation here. Now it looks like New York session is opening. We are looking a little bit more bullish, right? And you can see the time frames right there, the 1 hour, the 2 hour, and the 4 hour, a bit more bullish. Let's wait for the first signal. We get the signal. You see, we have 2 stars right now, 44% win rate. It's not bad. Trust me, as I mentioned, 44%, it's pretty damn good. So now I have 1.5. Remember, for Forex, I have 1.5 setting, right, on the standard. If I go here to 2, you see, stretches up. Because it is a currency pair, I probably don't need too much space. Yeah, I can use a tighter stop loss. It's less volatile, you know. So there, automatically gave 2 positions. A little later, just a little later, printed another. So you would have 2 positions right there. Beautiful, smashing 2 TPs right there. And then the third one is going to hit the alarm. Boom, it hits the alarm. You know that from that moment, there's not going to be more trades. That's all. So TP1, you see, hit TP1, and then boom, break even, out. That's it. This, beautiful, but this was ugly. What day was this? Tuesday. Look at this ugly range. And then actually hitting TP. One single buy right there in the morning. This one. Notice right here. Give a buy. Look at this ugly range. Again, another ugly range right there. Just bring it up there. You see, the TP is not too far. It's just 1 to 1.5. And got to break even. Right? So it was a choppy day. And that's all I did. No more trades after that. That's all. Here, want to see what happened here? Holy cow! What day was this? Friday. NFP. You want to trade? This is what I'm saying. Don't trade NFP. It's great. You see a skyrocket and then you give a buy and then price actually drop. You would have got stopped out. So avoid CPI, NFP, FOMC. I hate FOMC as well. 2 beautiful drops. What happened right here? Stop loss. I see 2 stop losses right here. And then third shot, that was a win, TP2. So this hit TP2, but you had 2 losses right there. Would have been almost a break even. There's a break even. Oh, what? You lost 2. Let's say if you're risking 1% per trade and you're aiming to get a 1.5% win. So you lose 2%, you won 1%, you ended up losing 0.5% on that day. It's all right. Nice win. Yeah, no, this is a day that you want to trade. This, like that. You see what I mean? When the New York session, that's a beautiful trade that you might want to trade. So visually, you can see that we are trending down, right? Notice this day that is it's more sideways, right? But this right there, it's a day that you really want to trade. Notice this. That's a day that you probably want to pump up the gas. And by that, I mean probably risk 2%. Let's wait for the signal. Remember, you can set alerts, right? You can set alerts. If you consider 1 to 1.5 is too short, you can increase to 1 to 2. But always remember, at least when you are at 1 to 1, hit. Let's go here. If you consider that 1 to 1.5 is too short, put it in 1, and then here target 2. You can try that at least to have a 1 to 2 R, at least. Right? If you consider. Normally the 1 to 1.5, because it's much closer, it's a pretty good target to hit, It's more realistic because normally when you choose a target that is too far, it's going to be more difficult to get it, less realistic, So pretty choppy day. This would have been 3 losses right there. Pretty bad. So this is showing you if you stick to only one pair, or again, take a look at this and make sure to make the decision. Do I want to enter today based on what I'm seeing, the conditions of the market? For example, another thing that you can use, I would not want to trade anything below 40%. So if the day is starting, let's say the day is starting, and you see 34% win rate, probably that could be a deterrent for you. That could be something that you don't want to be entering. I don't want to be trading anything lower than 40, let's say. I want I want to be trading a day that I have at least over 40% win rate. At least. Anything lower than 40 probably is bad. So you see, with this, you can try that. Let's go on gold. Let's see how gold's been doing. And again, let me switch to commodities. There we go. So settings changed, and that's what we got. So right here, let's see what would be our best TP multiplier here. So currently using that 2, but again, I'm going to bring it back down to the 1.5. I want to use the realistic. If you want to try, test it out, different targets, right? Remember, currently I'm just using 2 take profits. I'm not using 3, so I don't need to move this one because it's not going to do anything. I'm only using TP1, TP2. That's why I'm only moving this 2. And multiplier, I can... it's fine. I think I can leave it at 1.5 or stretch it to 1 to 2 anyways. So because we enter in a range, this is a loss. This would be a position that we would still be holding. I can see that we would still be holding this position. Gold is doing actually pretty well. Notice 64% in the past 50 trades. It's actually doing pretty well. So we're neutral, most of it, bullish on the daily, bullish on the 8 hour, and we get a buy signal right there. By the time we get the signal, we're still kind of neutral on the 1, 2, 4 hour. You see, a little bit, actually, a little bit more bearish, I want to say. So from here, see, we're starting to get a little. We printed another position, but then it starts to lose strength. That's a loss. But this position, I think it would still be open, the second position, because it didn't even hit TP1 yet. Now this day, let's say what happened. If it's too far, I think, you see, am I aiming for 1 to 1.5 or 1 to 2? Forgot now. Okay, I'm using multiplier 2, right? So 1 to 1.5. Let's move it to 1 to 1.5 right there. A little tighter. Let's see. Okay, so TP. What's going on with this mouse? Okay, it would have hit TP1. There are 3 positions. So this one would have hit TP. I think this one also would have hit TP. Let's just print it. No, that one did not hit TP. Let me just put it because it disappears, it disappears. As soon as it prints the signal, it disappears. The previous one disappears. No, it would have been a break even. So this would have been a win, this would have been a break even, and this third shot would have been a loss. That's it. All right. Next day, previous day, get a buy here. Then it got another buy. It looks like it was actually starting to take off, but then it dropped. It then got that's when it started moving sideways. And it got stuck in this range until next day. That's when it dropped and then pushed up on New York again. So gold, it's Gold is very challenging as well. It's very tricky pair to be trading as well. This is NFP again. No trading NFP. This was a sell, but again, notice the market is, by the time we're opening, we're not trending. It's really not a trend. So even though it did play out, again, you have a 2 star. TP1 and TP2. So it was a weird day. Beautiful right there. But notice overnight, holy shit, look at this. Pretty bad range. Pretty bad range. Then it started melting at 8:45 right here. Nice drop right there as well. And then looks like after the drop, got break even. Pull back, got him break even. Winning the first one. Nothing here. Pretty nice drop. Nothing here. This would have been a loss. Win-win, 2 wins. You see, it's been right now. We have a very good. Like notice how it ranges, and it only moves really nice from. Do you see what I'm doing? From 8 a.m. to midday, it's a whole volatility. Look at this. It's actually during those movements, during those times, that has the most volatility. Notice, right? So what I'm saying. So if you want to trade only the morning session, I think that's a good chance. You see? So what else? Let me see if I can jump now as the last one, Bitcoin. Let's see. Am I missing something that I'm not telling you here? I'm not moving anything else. Pretty much everything else stays the same, guys. The configuration. Make sure to watch this entire video. Make sure to pause the video if it's necessary, so you are with the same settings. Okay. Same settings right here. Same settings. I have it on custom. You can choose your session, volume multiplier. Don't move any of this. Everything else enable. The only thing that you're going to be switching on and off is the pairs, right? If you want to be trading stocks, you want to trade crypto, indices goes the same for futures. So if you're trading NQ or ES, you choose indices, right? It's the same. So don't worry. Don't panic with that. Let's go to crypto now. I want to go to Bitcoin, right? And see what the heck. I don't trade Bitcoin like this, to be honest. I don't. But I wanted to see what the heck. Because it's a bit more different. Right now we're not getting anything there. Let's try to figure out what would be the multiplier for this one. So this one gave a position, right? So what is the multiplier that I'm using? I am using 1.5 and same target 1 to 1.5. I don't know if you guys trade Bitcoin like this as well, right? TP1, TP2. There we go. And here I see the first one was a loss, stop loss. Second position was a TP1 and the break even. Look at this. It's very volatile. Nothing. There's days where you're not going to get anything. So again, pretty bad here. Stop out. You got to figure out probably what are the best times to trade Bitcoin, because right now I'm seeing New York session. It's really not giving me much, but holy smokes, you see, plenty. So okay, this would have been a TP1 and then break even. It is very different, very very different. Look at this crash right here during Asian in London. Well, at least the good thing is that by the time New York session was so choppy that we're not getting signals, because we're so choppy. And the days that it gets very volatile, it gets nasty, crazy right there. I don't know what happened this day. Probably I think there's got to be some fundamental. Pretty bad. I don't know what happened that day. Probably CPI. I don't know. Just try to avoid the same thing here, right? Try to avoid CPI, NFP, FOMC. Stop loss. Right now, Bitcoin is the less attractive, to be honest. And I don't think, let's change some settings here. Probably using the indices settings. You see, a little different. It started printing some buys. This would have been a loss. At least this would have been a win, I think. But two losses right there. Because yeah, I'm using different settings, and I don't like that. It's different, since the algorithm, the AI right here is giving me the settings for indices. So when it comes to crypto, it's a whole different type of volatility. So far, to be honest, Bitcoin is my less favorite guy. I really like gold using this indicator. Really, really like gold, as you saw. Probably if you want to trade silver as well, you can try U.S. oil and stocks as well. Probably the I don't trade stocks. I don't. Well, let's see. I don't know if this is gonna give us something, but if you do trade stocks by any chance, let's give it a chance. By the way, you notice that um, all of the only time frame that I showed you right now in this video was the 5 minute time frame scalping. I always say this: my favorite time frame to scalp to trade is the 5 minute. If you go lower, you will get, of course, more signals, but it also gets a lot more choppy. So you're gonna have to like, if you like the 1 minute. I'm not a fan of the 1 minute. I do get sniper entries on ICT on the 1 minute, right? From time to time, I can get a nice 1 to 5, 1 to 6 risk to reward. Yeah, pretty cool, but it's not all the time. It's very choppy, right? Tends to be more and more volatile. So if you don't want to get your psychology fucked up, messed up, and be very stressed, probably stay on the 5, not lower than 5. You're gonna get, if you're one of those people that like, you have your blood pressure go up or your heart bumping all day, well, and you like the adrenaline, well, go lower time frame, go 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute. But I think the 5 minute is the sweet spot. I want to say everybody is different anyways. You want to find out what's your style. But yep, as you can see, there's some days where there's probably news 9:30 here, the opening, big ass crash right there, and then buying. But notice that when trading stocks, most of the times you're going to have to hold for a next day, until TP1 gets hit and then TP2 gets hit, right? So different. I don't like that. I don't know. Again, it's set. This is smart. This AI is smart and is finding the best configuration for stocks, but I don't trade stocks. So I don't know how much to tell you here because I really don't trade stocks. So my stuff right now is indices and commodities or Forex, right? So those are the things that I recommend you. So anyways, hope it makes sense. Jesus Christ, this video is about 53 minutes long right now. And I hope it makes sense. I hope you guys understand now how to use this indicator, when to use it, when not to use it. If you still have questions, leave your comments below, or of course, hit me up on the Discord. This indicator will have a dedicated Discord channel once we fully release this thing. So be attempt on that. So again, subscribe if you're new on the channel. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Take it easy, guys.